Hey everyone, how your lives treating you? Welcome to another episode of Eml77 Tv, episode 241. Eric Lima here, back with another episode. This is the second installment of the that I like to call hashtag Beat Up Disco. I will explain. Last night watching Impact Wrestling, Disco Inferno entered a Knockouts Battle Royal and acting like a chauvinistic pig, pretending that women don't belong in wrestling and crap like that and everything else. So, and I was like, is Disco asking for a death wish or something? Like Disco Inferno, a.k.a. Glenn Gilberti. He's been hating on women's wrestling. And it's not cool to hate and discriminate, no matter what. So, Glenn Gilberti decided to run his mouth. Now, sometimes some crazy guy, I'm sure there's some crazy person out there going, oh, I should challenge Disco Inferno to a match for disrespecting women's wrestling. I am not going to be that crazy person. No. What I decided to do was, instead, I compiled a top 20 list of women in wrestling. I did one for the WWE, and I did one for alumni and all over the world. That was, and this will be the, I did a top 10 Impact knockouts that I want to see Beat Up Disco. So this is part 2 of Beat Up Disco, hashtag Beat Up Disco. And Glenn Gilberti's out of his mind. He's out of his mind. He's crazy. He said, oh, women don't belong in wrestling. Shut up, Glenn. You gotta calm it down, man. Bro, you gotta chill out, man. It was funny. And he made me laugh so much. Like, gee, I wonder what would happen if he signed a contract with the WWE and did that and pulled that stunt. I don't think he would survive. No way. He'd be like, 1 week, he's gone, man. So, I figured I'd have a lot of fun with this one. I figured I'd have a lot of fun with this because it is hilarious. I said, Disco is a dead man walking if he's going to do this in the WWE. If he does this in the WWE, he won't survive. And Stephanie McMahon would be on him like white on rice. Unbelievable. And I figured we'd have a lot of fun with this one. So what I did was, you're going to love this one. The top 20 WWE women on the current roster, whether it be Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and NXT UK, top 20 WWE women I want to see beat up Disco Inferno, okay? I got the list right here, so we're going to have a little bit of fun. I got some honorable mentions here, because this is a tough list to do and compile up. Number 20, Mia Yim. She already stood her ground against Stokely Hathaway, who's now gone by the name of Court Moore on NXT, and Shelton Benjamin. And if she's standing her ground, she's not afraid of anybody, and she is the head baddie in charge, or the Blasian baddie. And if I know Mia Yim, she'll probably kick Disco off the side of his head and knock some of his teeth out. I like that. Number 19, Toni Storm. You know, Toni Storm's in the toughest women's division in the WWE and the NXT UK women's division. Now, I'll tell you, Toni Storm can go. Toni Storm can easily beat up Disco Inferno, okay? Number 18, Ronda Rousey. Need I say more? An Octagon fighter. I like to see Disco Inferno step in the Octagon with Ronda. Ronda will probably rip his arm off and beat him with it. Okay. Number 17, Sonya Deville. She's also in the mixed martial arts. I think I would not be surprised if she does the same thing to Disco. Rip his arm off and beat him with it. As in number 16, Shayna Baszler, the submission magician, the Queen of Spades. So like Ronda's right-hand woman. I'll tell you what. Shayna Baszler will probably do the same thing. We'll probably take one of Disco's legs off and beat him with it. I love to see that. Number 15, Charlotte Flair. I can see Charlotte Flair wrap up Disco Inferno with that figure 8 and not let go until both of his legs are broken. Ruby Riott, well, guess what? I think Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan, 14 and 13 respectively, if you get Liv Morgan to kind of like seduce Disco and then both ladies blindside Disco and beat the crap out of him. And have Sarah Logan, well, feed him to her Viking friends, the Viking Raiders of Eric and Ivar, and they'll rearrange his face for them. And if all five of them could beat up on Disco. That would be great to see. That's what I like. Number 12, Alicia Fox. Now, Alicia Fox is crazy, and that's why I put her on this list, because she gave one male stage hit a wedgie. All right? I can see... I can see her ultimate plan, right? She likes messing with Tom Phillips, too, by the way. I can see the ultimate plan. She acted all sweet and nice and asked Disco out on a date, and then all of a sudden, all of a sudden be a steel cage and she rearranges his face. That would be beautiful. WWE, please sign Disco so we can see these girls kill him. I just want to see him get beat up. Disco's got a big mouth. He doesn't know when to shut it. That's for sure. I'm loving this. Number 11, Mickie James, another crazy woman. Hey. I'm not, I would love to see Mickie James grab one of those guitars that she plays and smashes Disco in the head. I can't wait. I would love to see that, man. That would be hilarious. I'd be loving it right now. Number 10, Natalya. Now, I had the honor of having Natalya follow me on Twitter, but let me tell you, she puts Disco in that sharpshooter. Disco will be crying to his mama. That's for sure. He'd be like, I'm sorry, I did women's wrestling. That would be hilarious. If I want to see Disco Inferno, a.k.a. Glenn Gilbert, beat up by women, Natalya will probably get him in the sharpshooter, and that's it. End of story. Number 9, Kairi Sane. She's the type. She held her own when she was in Lucha Underground as one of the members of the Black Lotus Triad, known as Doku, and she held her own against Pentagon Jr. That's a heck of a matchup right there, and she survived that matchup. And if she can survive that matchup, she can easily beat up Disco Inferno, no problem. And I'm telling you, and she'll make Disco Inferno walk the plank. That's for sure. All right, number 8, Jazzy Gabbert from Germany. This woman's a strong woman. Reminds me a lot. She is what if you put Beth Phoenix and Luna Vachon in China all in a science experiment blender, and boom, you get Jazzy Gabbert, and she'll probably break every bone in Disco's body, and Disco Inferno will probably be in a wheelchair after the matchup against Jazzy Gabbert. And speaking of Beth Phoenix, number 7, Beth Phoenix came out of retirement. Glam Slam and having Natalya pull on the sharpshooter. And you know what? They said they like making girls cry. Well, make Disco Inferno cry. The Divas of Doom, I want to see that. I want to see them make Disco Inferno cry. I like to see that, and I'd be laughing my butt off. Disco Inferno sucks, in my opinion. Number 6, Nia Jax. I know Nia Jax has got successful surgery on her legs, the ACL. She's getting back into shape, and Nia get better, and Nia Jax will probably squish Disco Inferno. Disco Inferno will probably make fun of her about her weight, and then he gets his butt kicked in. And you know what? He'll be sucking soup through a straw when Nia Jax gets done with him. As number 5, Piper Niven. She's very sweet, very cute. NXT UK, power lady in her own right. Have her and Nia Jax double team Disco. Disco will be out in a freaking stretcher. That's my personal opinion. Or you can have number 4 deal with it. Rhea Ripley. Mosh Pit Kid. She's cute, beautiful, and you know what? She could probably rearrange Disco's face. I can see her military press Disco onto a table, and the table crashes, man. Breaks the table in half. I like to see that. Number 3, now the last 3, the top 3 is very difficult to even decide where to rank them. All right, number 3, Becky Lynch. To disarm her, she'll probably do the same thing like Ronda, Sonya, and Shayna should do. Rip off Disco's arm and beat him with it. And probably give him back the arm and then tells Disco, make the man a sandwich. That's what I would say, Although there's another honorable mention. Before we go on to the top 2, I got to write down another honorable mention, and I will tell you why in a minute. Okay? This was a difficult... I've got some more honorable mentions coming. Okay. All right. There we go. Whoops. Got some of my... All right. It's a good thing I did all my laundry before. All right. Number 2, Asuka. Asuka's not afraid of anybody. She says no one's ready for Asuka. I mean, why not, right? Asuka. All I can say is Asuka can beat anybody. But puts Disco in the Asuka lock. Disco will be tapping faster than Gregory Hines on speed. That's a quote from Kurt Angle. And the number 1 woman that I want to see beat up Disco Inferno, a.k.a. Glenn Gilberti, Io Shirai. Have you seen her as Hito Kiri in Lucha Underground in that match against Pentagon Jr.? Or Pentagon Dark? She beat Pentagon. She beat Pentagon. If she can do that, she can beat up Disco. Any day of the week, she can beat up Disco Inferno. All right? Honorable mentions, Rachel Evers, daughter of Paul Ellering. Need I say more? Tamina Snuka, daughter of Superfly Snuka. She probably brutalized Disco. Candice LeRae, she may be so cutesy and stuff, but she's married to Johnny Gargano and probably taught her a few moves. She can hold her own against some of the guys in wrestling. Lacey Evans, I consider Disco a nasty, okay? Lacey Evans would teach Disco some manners and respect, and she's a former Marine, mind you, so she knows how to handle herself. Ember Moon hits that eclipse on Disco Inferno. Disco Inferno's neck is going to get broken. And he'd be like, ow. And my final honorable mention, Naomi, you know what? All I can say is, Disco, somebody call your mama. That's what I'm going to say on that. So those are the top 20 wrestlers with WWE women superstars and honorable mentions that I want to see beat up Disco. There you go. That's my 20. That's my 20. Unbelievable. I am laughing my head off because this was the funniest thing ever. I mean, Disco Inferno, a.k.a. Glenn Gilbert, he doesn't know how to keep his mouth shut. Hopefully somebody in Impact Wrestling will teach Disco a lesson in respect. All right. Well, that's all the time we have on this show. God's blessings to all of you, light and love and laughter to all of you out there from the Lord Himself. And I'll catch you on the flip side, guys. And remember, pay attention, you might learn something. Episode 241, top 20 women's wrestlers, aka beat up Disco 2. On the episode 242, it's going to be the third installment of Beat Up Disco. Hashtag Beat Up Disco. I'll see you guys later. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Rest of the afternoon. Enjoy it. And if you're local, enjoy the day. It's beautiful outside. I walked outside. I'm like, it's wonderful. All right. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.